Among the mountains green, no stain yet on the moon was seen. No words were laid on stream or stone when Durin woke and walked alone. He named the nameless hills and dells. He drank from yet untasted wells. He stooped and looked in mirror near, and saw a crown of stars appear as gems upon a silver thread above the shadow of his head.
Greetings all, and welcome back to another episode of Porthos Plays. We are playing Lord of the Rings Return to Moria, Durin's Folk, and in between episodes we have explored around the Elven Quarter, repaired a few statues, run away from one cave bear, and here we are outside the mines. Now, the next goal was to forge a steel pickaxe, but since we did that at the end of the last episode, it has moved us on straight away to follow the arched path towards the mines. So we need to take our steel pickaxe, break through the wall in here, and head down into the Mines of Moria and see what awaits us down there.
Ha ha ha! The Mines of Moria. I hope you lead to Dwarodelf and some treasures along the way.
Okay, so here we are in the Mines of Moria, and we've got to go through there. Let's see how far it is. And this is a good opportunity as well to show the new map mechanics. As you can see here, we've got a 3D layered map now, not the same as the original map that came when the game first released. This has come with Title Update 6, which was released at the same time as Durin's Folk. And you can see that even though this is all the map of the Western Halls, we've got multiple layers and these little circles with the dotted lines telling you which tiles connect to the layers below. And the objective here to the mines has been completed. We can close that off. And somewhere, sort of 200 yards away in the distance, there is another one, although the map isn't actually letting me highlight that. But you can see it there, the objective, go to Gate to Durin's Highway over there, the other end of the mines. So let's get exploring. And I'm standing here just a few yards away from the entrance that we just came in. I've repaired a statue behind me, which has offered me the first piece of the recipe for the Erebor planked gauntlets, which indicates that these statues throughout the mines here will get us the rest of that armor piece by the time we get to the other end. But what's interesting is that vein down there. I think that is copper, which is excellent because copper is one of the two metals we need to make bronze, and it's good to know that we can find copper and tin in these mines around and then run back to our camp and get some bronze smelted up and maybe pick up some of the better weapons that we have unlocked, such as the Rohirrim spear from the Rohan pack. So we'll pick up some copper and tin, we'll get some new gear, and we'll see what we find down in the mines. So here we are down at the copper vein, which I think means it's time for another song.
A day of toil by pick and soil, pour over ore till day's end. Way, hey, when the work is done, ale in my hand by the hearth. Now swing her strong and wail her song, pour over ore till day's end. Way, hey, when the throat runs dry, ale in my hand by the hearth. Ale in my hand by the hearth. The forge is fire, a hungry choir, pour over ore till day's end. Way, hey, when the fuel runs low, ale in my hand by the hearth. The steel will roll o'er glowing coal, pour over ore till day's end. Way, hey, when the embers cool, ale in my hand by the hearth. Ale in my hand by the hearth. We shape the halls till evening calls, pour over ore till day's end. Way, hey, when the tool grows dull, ale in my hand by the hearth. And once our work is finally done, ale in my hand by the hearth. Way, hey, when the ale is is gone. Pour over ore once more. Pour over ore once more.
And there we go. Copper vein all mined out. And that song again was from the game's official soundtrack. What I've been doing with these is I have just been allowing the game to select the mining song using the usual mechanic, and then I've been cutting in the soundtrack version. So if you're interested in that soundtrack, I think it cost around £6 and is available through whichever method it is that you have purchased the game. So it's nighttime now, and we've picked up some copper, but we haven't yet really got much tin. I did get one piece of tin ore from a rock on the ground, but it is nighttime, and I just saw another bear, which made me quite scared. So I'm going to head back to the camp and rest up, and then we'll venture back into the mines for some tin in a bit. Well, I've just got back to the camp and tried to build a copper ore pallet to discover that vein yielded a very disappointing 5 copper ore, and this time it actually is only 5, unlike episode 1 where I missed some ore down on my hotbar. So it looks like we're going to be looking for more copper and some tin in the mines tomorrow. But for now, time to rest up, get ourselves some breakfast ready for the next day, so we go in refreshed and ready to fight, particularly since there's a bear in there. Okay, so here we are down in the mines again, and we've come across a Gimol's Muznakan carving, and in fact there's a second one just back here, which means that there's a new Muznakan chest to work towards, which is probably around in the mines somewhere. So I have to keep an eye out for that as we explore. But I haven't yet found any more copper or any more tin, so I'm going to keep wandering around and see where some of that might be. Okay guys, so here we are down in the mines, and we've just come across the next one of Barlin's Dwarven Company outposts. So this is actually now probably going to be another new base. We'll move our stuff down in here from up top, and we have here also come across our first bat droppings as we've come along. There's a few more in here, and we've been attacked by bats as well, so that's really good to have some bat droppings because it means we can start to farm. We can get some things planted, including some kudsal oats, which we've also come across here. I've now got 4 of these Gimol's Muznakan carvings as well, and a few more heroes tokens. So picked up a few things along the way. I don't currently have everything I need on me to repair all of these bits of kit, but I can repair the hearth, and we will move ourselves down here from up top. And there's also another statue over here as well, so we'll start with that. Oh, and that statue has offered us a steel sword recipe, so that's really, really good. Once we've got both of those, we'll be able to upgrade our weaponry, which might mean we can take on the bears without having to run and flee in terror. So we'll get this camp repaired and check back in a minute. Okay guys, so I haven't been up to the other camp to get our resources just yet, so all I've been able to repair is the furnace. But I have been able to build ourselves a little wall here to keep us nice and safe and clear out some of the rubble. And while I was doing that, I discovered this chest. So like the first one, we have an Akfur chest in here. This one is Luni's Akfur chest, which does kind of suggest to me that we have missed Ori's Key while we've been exploring down through the mine. So if any of you guys who have played this game before or have been playing it along with me and have found Ori's Key, can tell me whether or not we've missed that or not. If we haven't missed it, I don't really want to know where it is, but if we have missed it, then let me know down in the comments and maybe give me some pointers as to where to look at, because it really would be good to get that loot out of that chest. So I'm going to head back up to the Elven Quarter and pick up as much stuff as I can and just kind of get set up down here, maybe put in some planting areas outside as well to start growing some crops. Okay guys, so I went back up to the Elven Quarter and picked up most of the resources. Got a couple more pallets down here along the way. Got the stone, the wood types, some of the ores there. Don't currently have enough iron ingots for an ingot pallet. There are a few smelting over there in the furnace. Popped a few chests down, or a couple of chests down here next to the Loni chest. And also realised that this, which I initially took to be a workbench, is in fact a rune table. So we're going to repair this up now and see what this unlocks. So we have the Uk Nashun, enchantment, which gives you a trophy when killing any orc, goblin, uruk, felbeast, drake, or troll. This, I think, is from the Orc Hunters pack. I do remember seeing on the description of that when I was adding it that you can get trophies and create sort of natural history museum style displays of those creatures in your base, or their skeletons at least. So that must be what this is, and that costs us 3 sapphires. And then we also have the Kamen Rakas, which is the bonus damage to orcs and glows when they are near, which is also cost 3 sapphires. So that's going to be useful to get. I don't think I'm going to spend our limited 4 sapphires on either of the weapons that we currently have, though, because we are hopefully going to unlock the Rohirrim spear with bronze, or indeed the steel sword quite soon when we pick up some more statues. So we're going to hold off on inscribing any runes for now. So, we've just started a new day. We're going to have to explore the mines a little bit more to try and find some copper and some tin. But we've got ourselves another little camp down here for now. However, right now, it is quite late in the evening, so I'm going to take a break and we'll pick this back up tomorrow morning. Okay, guys, well, I've done a bit more work in here. Brought some stuff down from the Elven Quarter camp. I don't currently have enough resources to create the workbench, though. We are short on elvenwood and we're short on iron ingots. We now have run out of iron ore as well. So I think it's time to go out into the Mines of Moria and do some looking for some more ore, iron and copper and tin, so we can get some bronze and some more iron ingots smelted up. But I am just going to look and see if we have enough resources to put down some planters before we go anywhere else, because it would be good to get some stuff growing so we've got our food. So we've got enough resources here for 1. We've only got 7 sword dressings, so we've got enough resources for 1 farm patch or 1 pot. These pots, I think, are from the Endcraft pack, I think. I'm not sure which pack they're from, but I'm going to put one of those down and put a little bit of something. Oh my lord, that is huge. Was not expecting it to be that large. Okay, well, we'll pop that somewhere with a bit of light. Here we go. This is an area with some light out here. So we'll pop you down just here in front of the pillar, I think. And what shall we plant? What have we got here that we can plant in there? Cranberries to keep our breakfasts well stocked. We've got a little bit of Kuzdal oat here. What is it we can cook with those? So there's not a lot we can make just yet with those. So I think we'll get some cranberries planted for now. And then we're going to head out to the mines looking for some iron and copper and tin.
The world was fair, the mountains tall, in elder days before the fall of mighty kings of Nargothrond and Gondolin, who now beyond the western seas have passed away. The world was fair in Durin's day.
A king he was on carven throne in many pillared halls of stone, with golden roof and silver floor and runes of power upon the door. The light of sun and star and moon shining lamps of crystal hue, undimmed by cloud or shade of night, there shone forever fair and bright.
Okay, guys, so here we are back at camp. That was a bit of a mixed mining expedition, as you've seen. But what we've got from that is finally now enough tin to have sprouted up some bronze ingots. So I'm going to make the Rohirrim spear and shield now for us to use, because, to be honest, we need a better weapon. And the Eregion spear is the one that you'd get in the base game at this point. You'd be able to make with the same resources. You'd have to go up to the Great Forge to do that, though. But a tier 2 weapon is sorely needed, as you saw in the mines there. The orcs down here and the spiders are a little bit beyond our current kit. And we haven't unlocked any of the other weapons yet. We have picked up some of the recipes for the steel sword, battle axe, and the lance of Lance Maul, but not enough to actually make them. So this spear and shield are going to serve us well as we continue to explore the mines. And we're also collecting a couple of copper ingots so that we can create the oven. I'm going to add an oven to our cooking setup. Which way around is that? That way around. Yeah, there we go. Which is going to allow us to make some rations to take down into the mines with us, so that we can heal and sort our hunger out when we're down there. So I think let's do some biltong for now. Queue some of that up. And let's have a look at these new weapons we've picked up. So let's pop that in there. We'll pop that in there. And I think as well, if we're going to be using the Rohirrim shield, we should probably apply the Rohan pack armor cosmetics. So this isn't going to affect the stats of what we're wearing. It's just going to be a visual thing. Although having said that, I am definitely preferring the helmetless look. But then if we get our stuff out and then we get into a spot with some decent light, you can see the Rohan shield there and spear and armor set looking very good. If we just pop into free cam mode and get rid of the UI, then we can see that a little bit better as well. Look at that. Looks pretty good. Nice green Rohan tones, horses on the shield. And I think we'll stick with that for a little while. So still got a few minutes before the biltong is ready, but once that's ready, we're going to head out and do a little bit more exploring.
We got orcs! Moria's ours. Knock this one dead! That's all you got? one more for me.
Okay, so just had a go with those orcs there. Trying to get through this camp, testing out the Rohirrim spear and shield. The Rohirrim shield has, in fact, broken. There were a lot of them, so I had to do a lot of blocking, particularly with the spear being a one-target weapon. But I did manage to best them, and I now have our first 2 black diamonds, which is excellent news. And it means we can repair our map stones and won't have to keep running around so much if we want to go back to some of the previous locations. We've also unlocked, and I'm not entirely sure which resource here, maybe it was the black diamonds, has unlocked it, but we've also unlocked the next pickaxe level. So if we go into the recipe book here, at the Great Forge, under tools, oh no, not there. Where is it? Here we go. First stage pickaxe has now been unlocked, and it does require a black diamond, so that is what has unlocked that. But we don't yet have a Bassan wood. We won't get that, I don't think, until we descend down into the lower deeps. So we can't yet create that, but that is needed to mine through the granite veins, and we have already found some of those, as you saw earlier on, with some precious gems and some other bits and pieces, some silver in there, and even some gold in adamant, although that will require the next pickaxe again to get that. But I've come out here without my biltongs because I was getting bored of waiting for it to cook, so I'm going to head back to camp, repair the gear, and pick those up. We've also unlocked the Last Alliance Mall from repairing a couple more statues while we've been out here, so we'll get that sorted as well, although I think we will have to go back up to the Great Forge in order to get some steel, because we don't have bellows down here, so we'll have to head back up there to get our first steel ingots, and we can build some bellows, and then we'll be a bit more independent down here in the mines. Okay guys, well, I've journeyed back to our camp at Westgate with one of the black diamonds to allow us to repair the mapstone, which means we will be able to pop back here if we need to get into this area, or just to pick up some resources. And there we go, mapstone is repaired, which is good because we still have Ori's chest here, so when the key is found, then we can come back here quite easily to get to it. And there's actually a little bit of resources still here, some pallets of stuff that I haven't taken with me. I'm just going to grab this coal, but the wood and stone we don't really need. We've got lots of that back at our main camp. So I'm going to head back to the main camp now, down in the Mines of Moria, and rest up for the night, as it is the middle of the night already. And then we'll get to building some steel gear in the morning. Okay, morning time, and we have had a nice roasted cranberry breakfast, and we do now have what we need to make the bellows. So we're going to put the bellows on the side of the furnace here, and that way we will be able to craft some more steel of our own up here. We need some bronze for the Last Alliance Mall. We have also unlocked one of the, two in fact, of the Erebor armor set pieces, which, since we're wearing the Rohirrim armor cosmetic over the top, I'm not too bothered about mixing and matching, so I'm going to put those on. And once we've done that, that will probably be all we have time for today. Alright guys, so the steel is smelted. Time to pick up some bits of gear. So our Last Alliance Mall, we've got our steel and bronze, we'll craft that up. And the Erebor boots. And the Erebor City Watch helmet, excellent work. And I think as well what we're going to do with the Last Alliance Mall is we're going to put the orc killing runes on there, because lots of orcs are armoured, and particularly I think, if memory serves, the boss, is it Bolgak or something like that, in Orktown that we will face probably in the next episode, or maybe the one after that. He is also armoured, and therefore an orc fighting Last Alliance Mall is the correct weapon choice for him, I think. But that will do it for today. We've got through some of the Mines of Moria, we've got ourselves some better gear, and settled in this new camp. And next time we will continue to explore the mines, see if we can find that gate to Durin's Highway, and see what lies beyond. Hopefully some point soon we'll find some survivors and get into a bit more of the Durin's Folk expansion content. But for now, if you have enjoyed the episode, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing so that you don't miss the rest of the season. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.